Hello everybody and welcome back to the Wild at Heart. I am starting over by our bridge today. We're going to continue on and finish up the east side of Frostfields. I have 10 barblings, at least 10 shiverlings, and then I've got a couple of twiglings and emberlings just to kind of round it out and make it feel a little bit more even and fair. So it was at this point that we decided to head north. We haven't really gone this direction yet, so let's go ahead and take care of this annoying pest and also the giant hive, if I can get rid of it here before another one spawns. Perfect. So over here we have a bit of a puzzle. So obviously we're gonna get the barblings to clear out the log for Kirby to be able to use. Before she goes through the log, we're gonna have Wake use the windmill. Make sure to have him continuing to use it. And you're gonna throw 10 barblings onto the barrel. You will need all 10 of them for this next part to work. Once you have that set up, we will bring Kirby on through. And if we head up this hill, I will first need to clear that using my shiverlings. There is another windmill for me to use. There we are. Go ahead and switch to Kirby once that's done, and hopefully I can do this right. I'm going to try and bring all 10 of these guys over. There we are. Sometimes they fall, and then you have to kind of get set up over again, but thankfully that wasn't the case here. We're going to set them to work clearing up all of these crystals. And then while they do that, I'm going to train my lantern, switch over to Wake while Kirby is still using her lantern, and I'm going to send 10 of our shiverlings over there so that they can make clones for Kirby. And if we come out the other side, you will see that there is a relic for Scrap Heap's museum. So this requires 10 spritlings to move. And the reason that you'll need the barblings is because these are clones and they cannot make it past that wall. So fingers crossed that these guys don't run into any problems while they deliver that. I don't think that they will. I've cleared out pretty much everything that I can think of. It is a little bit of a walk though, so yeah, I just hope that they're gonna be okay. And so at this point, again, we're gonna send over quite a few clones for Kirby. We're gonna send over the maximum. And then we're gonna let her do her stuff. Once you get Kirby, Wake kind of feels almost obsolete. She kind of steals the show. There's just so much more that she could do than Wake, I feel. So remember that when you're fighting these mushroom enemies, if you get rid of the tentacle plants, I guess you would call them, it makes fighting them easier. And these guys are pretty fragile, so you just have to be really careful. If we need more, we'll have Wake send more, but hopefully we don't have to worry too much about that. We'll just kind of take them on 2 at a time. And then keep in mind that this top one, of course, is one of those enemies hiding in disguise. So I'm going to do my best to flip it over. There we are. And And I gotta say, for little tiny kind of fragile ice clones, these guys don't fight too badly. They did really well. So that was required in order to move on. That is our last piece of the bridge that we need. So how many do we need for here? We need 30 and we have 35, so that's perfect. We're gonna be left kind of feeling a little bit vulnerable, I think, to have so many spritelings that are kind of out of our reach, but hopefully all is well. And while they're doing that, I'm gonna come back to the crud. Because there is a cat up here. So don't forget to free litter box's cat. And thank goodness the barblings made it. That's great news. That means that the other group shouldn't have too much difficulty, because they're probably going to take the same route. So that's obviously just Scrap Peep saying thank you for bringing another relic back to the grove. And yay, look at that, our very last piece of the puzzle. My supernatural senses tell me that was the last of them. Let's use that bridge. Alright. Well, I better go get all my spritelings first. That's the most important thing to do. And then we actually have just a couple of more sort of side things that we can do before we go to the shrine. Although I guess it doesn't really matter. We could go to the shrine first, but while I still have a tiny bit of daylight left, I'm going to continue on in this area. Oh, and of course there's just flies coming out the wazoo. Why are there so many of them? Wow, this is crazy. I hope I don't lose spritelings. There we go. Well, we seem to have done okay. I was a little bit worried because we had a few of them get distracted and destroy pip flowers and trash, which I didn't really want. But we did clear this gate last time by destroying the hive. Now this area here we can't do anything about at the moment. We actually have to come back with our very last group of spritelings to clear this area. But this is another one of Scrap Peep's relics for the museum. And I believe we actually need 100 spritelings to be able to carry that. So it's a bit of a doozy. I'm gonna send the shiverlings over here just to sort of clear the way. We're gonna be able to make a shortcut. Once we kind of clear this out. I'm gonna throw 5 of them on the bridge. And then that will just create a path for us back. So this is another area where we're gonna need to use Wake. We're gonna need to keep him trained on the windmill blades. I'm gonna quickly throw 5 twiglings into the bubbles and then catch them before they pop with Kirby. Which seemed a pretty difficult task to do. I don't know why it took so much power for me to do that, but anyways, we need to throw them at this plant here to make it grow. And then we will be able to go up and meet her. Now there are a few spritelings that are trapped. At this point, I think I'll just sort of use the waystone to recall them. probably actually would have maybe benefited from some potions just to make all this fighting a little bit easier. It's not like it's really a struggle, but sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming, especially now that we're in the later parts of the game. We actually don't have a lot of this game left. Like, it's not a super long game, so... all that's really left to do now is to collect the chests. Make that shortcut just for the heck of it. That also has some heartroot resin in it. And I'm hoping that I haven't forgotten anything and that we have now collected all of the goodies that are in this area. Which means, hey, we can go over to the shrine. I'll worry about the lost spritlings in a little while. Gotta switch to Kirby and have her clear out the corruption, of course. And then we can get our second artifact. Don't forget to grab this page by the campfire. Clear out the corruption on the left side of the cave, and it's extremely difficult to see, but there is actually a log over here that Kirby can go through. I almost missed this because I find it really difficult to see. But then there you have it. We've got lots of loot and lots of crafting items. That's all there is for this cave, so we can just get our sacred item. This is the child's effigy, representing a doll carved from sticks and wrapped in white cloth. The cloth bears gold stitching as though torn from the hem of a dress. The doll hums with a powerful energy as though a great amount of care and hope were put into it. That makes two. We're almost there. Huzzah! Only one remains near the location marked on your map. You're nearly done. Yeah. Don't send an adult to do a child's job, apparently. Because we are absolutely rocking it. We're doing a great job. And we've only really got one location left to go. One more artifact to collect. And then it will pretty much be time to do the final boss. We do have some backtracking and stuff that we also need to take care of. Of course, it's not just a straight shot. We still have quite a bit of gameplay left, but we are wrapping things up at a really, really nice pace. I will be very, very glad to get out of here. And what I will probably do is I will meet everybody by the exit that we skipped, the alternate exit to leave Frostfields, because I can unlock a few shortcuts by taking this route. It basically goes right down into Wispwagon. So I'm gonna call my lost sprites back, just so I don't leave them out here. And I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna go to bed, and we will finally get the heck out of here in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.